Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting started. One or two at the ring, one or two at the bar. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fans Forum. I think the size of the crowd here reflects the optimism that we all have at the club. And just going along the table, we've got John, Andrew, Keith, Colin, Tony and Jack, and myself of course. Martin is around the room, he's got a microphone, so anybody that puts their hand up, Martin will come over, and somebody always has to start off, so who's got the first question please? Right the way up here, Mark. 2, 1, go. Are you recording this video? What I'd like to know, and ask Keith, last time you were with us, you took us fantastically all the way up into the top of League One. Then you left. What I want to know is, and I'm sure a lot of these people in here as well, what we're all saying, this time, can you take us a bit further into the Championship, please? Because we all know that you can do it. Thank you.
No pressure.
There you go, Keith. Good first question.
Well, it won't be easy, but it's a plan. It's a plan to try and get as high up the footballing spectrum as we possibly can within our own means. And we've got to generate our own cash flow, if you like, by developing and selling players. It's quite a simple plan, but it can be very successful. It does take time, a lot of patience, a lot of belief, and you have to accept that players will leave. But it is achievable. What is achievable is phase 1, which is getting promoted. That is achievable. And after that, then it's about consolidating, I suppose, and then building again. I said it the other day, and I don't know whether I'm burying myself here, is we are trying to build a squad. We're trying to build a Championship squad from get-go. That's our aim. That was our aim, that's our remit, that's what we're challenging the players with on a daily basis. We're trying to build a Championship team that's playing League 2 football. And that will develop and develop and develop over 46 games, 190 training sessions, hard work, education, endeavour, recruitment, releasing players, selling players. And yeah, it's our intention, it is achievable, but it is getting harder and harder and harder in the footballing world without massive investment, financial investment. But there's too much pressure on football clubs to spend money that they haven't got. And that's where we are hopefully going to reinvent the wheel, I suppose, and do it our way. And I'm sure the board of directors and the chairman will trust the current coaching team to develop players, our own assets. And then we'll hopefully get that same conundrum that we had for 4 years of shall we sell him, while still getting success on the pitch. So I think it's achievable. There's got to be a lot of hard work, patience and belief. And at the minute the players are believing, and we certainly believe we can do it again.
Thanks very much, mate. That's all we wanted to hear, really, wasn't it? Okay, that's it. No, it's not. Next question, please. Look, on the front here, please, Mark.
Okay, what was the biggest
issues that you face when you return to the
Taking control of the football club back off Colin Garlick. And Jack, sorry about that. It was difficult, and probably a little bit more difficult than I thought. I couldn't believe the changes within 18 months of leaving the football club, and it was difficult, more difficult than I thought. I don't really want to dive into things. I certainly wanted to do things my way. The challenges were there for the players that we inherited. And it was a massive challenge to convince some. Some I couldn't convince, some I didn't try to convince. But the majority chose and did choose to try and do it our way. And they've enjoyed it, and they did enjoy it. But we're getting what I would consider the type of football club back that I would expect us to portray image-wise with respect to what your needs are. You know, respect is very important. Respect for your teammates, respect for the people who are employing you, respect for the supporters, the opposition, the referees. No blame game. We don't have a blame culture. We have a responsible culture now. And it's just simple, basic values. And the players have been magnificent. You know, the behaviour while out in Tenerife was as good as you're going to get from a group of players. And they haven't been any trouble whatsoever, but they believe in, I believe, and the staff believe, that there can be a success at the football club with the way that we're doing things. So I'm really happy with the transition that's gone on over the time. It's been hard. There's times when I thought, wow, I think I actually said to BBM once, I don't think it'd be this hard. And that was stood outside on the touchline against Gillingham. But I'm glad that we've overcome that phase of when I came back to the football club, and now we can all progress, because I don't think everybody was fully inclusive when I took over. But now they maybe are.
Thanks, Keith. Next question, please. First voting moment.
This is for Keith. With the team you've built, all the players you've got available, are we going to see one core team, or are we going to see players coming in and out every week?
I think I've got to be very, very careful in the early stages of any season, and this is probably learned from the past, is I don't want any fatigue injuries, you know, especially over the first month of the season. And I think looking back, I've got to trust myself and the players have to make those decisions, whereas we beat Huddersfield here on a Tuesday night, I think 3-1, and then we went to Exeter on the Saturday. And I swore to myself that I'd definitely change the side. And speaking with BBM, as I do with most players, he assured me he was okay. Gary Jones assured me he was okay. You know, Joe Thompson did, Chris O'Grady. And it was like, it was a non-plus performance. And I've got to legislate for fatigue and mental fatigue. And BBM said, and he will say now, that I should have left him out, and I should have trusted my own judgment. So I've got to do that. And looking at the squad of players that we've got, you know, I've got 16 starters for Saturday, and I'm being serious about that. But what is good is the players understand that as well. They do, and it will be difficult because, like I said, if you're not playing on Saturday, it depends on which direction you take. Are you going to support your teammate? Are you going to support a team? Are you going to work hard, knowing that your friend is your competitor? And I'm not looking for any negativity. And I've had a really good response during pre-season, because players have been left out during pre-season. And I was trying to replicate certain aspects of what might happen come Saturday or Tuesday against Doncaster or against Burton with team selection. So the players ultimately have got to trust one another, they've got to support one another, and they've got to trust me as a manager to try and make the most of the games that we've got over the course of the whole season. But the first month is really, really important with respect to the possibility of fatigue injuries, and I've got to try and legislate for that, definitely.
Thanks, Keith. Another question, please.
Go on, I'll go along. Keith, as a manager, do you think you're a different manager this time round from when you were here first time round? After your experiences at Barnwood?
No, you can't. Yes, I probably am. Maybe not a different manager, more educated, definitely. I've dealt with some players, obviously championship players, different mentality, and championship shirts who wear ties and were always supportive of what I expected them to be. I'm a different person, and I think that's probably largely to having Sydney, who's almost 2. It certainly changed my life and my sort of outlook. Instead of being, I don't know, what would you say I was, Colin? Yeah, I suppose I'm more tolerant, and yeah, I'm reasonably happy, but I can see, I suppose I can see the wood amongst the trees now, and that's important. And I'm not in too much of a rush anymore. You know, the plan's the plan, and if somebody decides to sell one of the players, then I'll be fair and reasonable about it without throwing them under a bus to the press. Or if the pitch isn't quite up to scratch, I won't throw the groundsman under the bus. You know, and I probably did that a little bit too much with Phil, and I give the board of directors a little bit of an hard time, but let's be right, they were more than successful with it.
Thought you were going to say something, Colin? That's not. Okay, let's keep it going. Colin, let's go to say something. Go for it.
I think in life you'd like to think that as you get older you all get wiser, and I think it's interesting for me what, you know, with Keith coming back, having worked with him so closely, seeing the difference in him as a person and as a manager, and taking things forward, because by his own admission as to what he's just told you, I think that speaks volumes for him as a person, and what the last couple of years have done to him, both in the management side and his personal life. And you know, I've had the same sort of experiences in the last 2 or 3 years, and makes you as a person, these experiences, and for the better, I'm pleased to say, for both of us. Yeah, definitely.
Well, I think they're friends. Nice. Any other questions? It must be with how it started up in the corner there, isn't it?
Keith, how do you get the discipline so right on the pitch where it was a fail in between those spells? Is there a disciplinary record? It was woeful till you came back.
Somebody once told me, without self-discipline or without self-respect, I can't make you do anything. So I'm trying to I'm not enforcing people to change, but I'm looking for well-behaved, well-mannered people. And I think it goes a long way, whether you're addressing a referee, the opposition, whoever. And I don't think that it comes down to parenting, doesn't it, a lot of it? And I try and enforce that with the way that I behave in and around the football club. I'm pretty open and approachable to all the players. Try and treat most of the players like maybe I would do my own family. And I expect the players to respect one another. you know, and if we're training at Otwood or if we're training at Salford or wherever we're training, we respect the venue, respect the people who work at the venue. You know, we are very privileged, but that shouldn't give us a right to abuse, you know, our positions. And I don't like to see that. I can't stand arrogance in any shape, way or form. There's a fine line between arrogance and self-belief. For me, arrogance is blind. Self-belief, you know, it's warming, it gets people's respect, and I've just asked for it, I've not really enforced it. We've tried to lead a culture, an environment, and I've got people like Brian Berry Murphy, Peter Kavanagh, you know, Michael Rose, and they're very, very good players to have within the change rooms. If you look at staff, you know, like Tony Ellis, Chris Beach, you know, they've been professional football players, but there's a certain way that you can carry yourself, and I think you get respect as a football club, as a manager, as players, if you can be disciplined and show respect and responsibility, and that's all I'm really asking.
Thanks again, Keith. I think there was another hand up, yeah. There we go.
Yeah, this is the key. In terms of the squad, are you looking to bring any more players in before the beginning of the season?
That's Saturday.
No, not before Saturday. I've got to really like the next phase of the season, or the calendar year, if you like, is August. It can throw up results, negative results, positive results, and different results, suspensions, injuries, lack of form, and it's an important month. But I'm more than reasonably happy with the balance of the squad that we've got. So no.
Thanks, Keith. Any more hands? Call it the ball there.
So, give Keith a break. For Andrew, has there been any discussions with Onyx about taking over the stadium company? Yes.
Do you want to mention
Yeah,
that?
them there have been discussions for many years. We think we're getting closer. But I'd lie to you if I said that it would happen imminently. But the discussions with the stadium company, not necessarily with Hornets anyway, they're with the Rugby Football League, because Hornets don't hold any shares. There's nobody, apart from probably Colin, who'd like it to happen quicker than me. So please, you know, we'll keep on the case as long as it takes. I'd hate to tell you something that's real life tomorrow, but yeah, it's still ongoing with the Rugby League and the council.
I think Cole.
For Tony Ellis, how good is Scott Hogan as opposed to previous strikers that you've coached and have left the club?
Well, we did have Scott, didn't we, as a youth team player. He's come back a lot quicker, a lot stronger. He's got a good work ethic with him. We have been working with him over the last few weeks over holding the ball up and when to turn and when not to turn, when to bring people into play. He's had a really good pre-season, scored plenty of goals. But pre-season, and the proof of being a pudding when he plays in the Football League. So until then we won't know.
Cheers, thanks Tony. Cole had a question. Cole.
It's a question for Keith. With us having such a full squad at the moment, will it be difficult for the young players to break into the first team?
No. Because if they're ready, then it's just a natural progression, and I won't ignore them. You know, if Jamie Allen's ready, and I feel as though he can do a better job than some of the players who might start at the weekend, then he'll play. Same as Joel. But if I'm being perfectly honest with you, the only one who's really at this moment in time stepping up to the mark is Jamie Allen. You know, but it is a learning process for the lads. You know, we looked at it, and the stepping up in intensity in training over 30% in its own, 40% in their energy levels. So it was important that we introduced the Scott Chancers, the Darcy O'Connors, the Joel Logans, and the Callum Camps and Jamie Allens, and one or two more into our training programme last season.